Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Welcome to July 31st, 2024. What? 7 months gone in 2024. Unbelievable. Welcome to the party, everybody. It's great to see you here. I'm glad you're with me today. Money is going to be made for sure. Continued. Option writers around here, are you guys having fun or what? Look at the headline of my show today. Stock option writers grab the cash and snicker as gamblers keep guessing market direction. And there it is, right there in one sentence. I didn't know what to call today's show. I didn't know what kind of a title to put on it. I was thinking, should I mention Sofi in my title? Should I mention GameStop? Should I mention Microsoft this morning? Should I mention Tesla? Should I mention Nvidia? What should I say? And then I thought, the viewers of this channel, quite frankly, really don't have to own any stock to make money in the stock market. I mean, if you are following me, you don't have to own any shares of any company to be an option writer. And if you're going to be an option writer, you're basically just selling stuff, option contracts, that are worthless, that have no meaningful value other than time. Just this, the missing wristwatch. The only value that options have that you are basically writing are options that are essentially worthless, and they will expire in days or a week or two, a month or two, or further without any value. And so their direction, generally speaking, is lower as they depreciate with a lack of time. Time just keeps going through the weekends and long weekends and every night. That's it. That's all we do here, actually, which is really odd that you think about. You talked, if you were younger, if you were all younger once. I remember when I was younger, um, well before I knew this business, well before I got into it, when I was a teenager and I was a kid, did you ever have these discussions with your best friends or schoolmates or whatever, classmates, talking about, boy, wouldn't it be great to be rich and just and do nothing? Like, you don't have to go to work like my mom and dad go to work all the time. You just are rich. Or wouldn't it be great to be rich and to do something that really isn't all that hard to do? Because we saw as children, depending on what age you are, I'm going to be 69 this year. Uh, I saw my father work. I recall him going to work in the 60s when I was 6, 7, 8, and older. I knew Dad was working. Uh, all my friends' dads were working. This is the 60s. I mean, remember those days? The wives stayed at home, the husbands worked. Although across the street from our house, there was a couple, no children. Both were working. The husband and the wife were working, and they had two nice cars, and they had a nice house with 3 bedrooms and fully developed basement. They had a really nice place, and there were just the two of them. And I thought, well, that's interesting. There's no kids over there. Where around me, there were houses with children, and moms were home and looking after the kids and getting them to whatever, keeping them out of trouble. Those were those days. Remember the 70s, 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s? Mom and dad were always working. Mom and dads were almost all working and trying to get by. And the thinking was, as kids, we were thinking, well, wouldn't it be great to be really rich and not have to do very much to be rich? That's what option writers actually can do. People who follow me here, theoretically, once you've built enough capital up to be able to write enough contracts, if you're going to do credit spreads, put credit spreads, call credit spreads that expire this Friday or next Friday, I mean, how much work do you have to do? I mean, really, get up when the market is open, depending on where you live, if you're in the Eastern time zone of North America, the market opens at 9:30. I mean, you could get up at 8 o'clock. Is this hard? Is this a hardship? And follow the market until the close, and you don't have to be in front of your computer wondering what the market's going to do. You just take one of these with you wherever you're going or whatever you're doing, so you get your household stuff done. We need some coffee. We need some sugar. We should get something for dinner the next couple of nights. Oh, we have friends coming over, or we're going to a friend's house. Why don't we grab some stuff at our favorite wherever, and we'll take that with us? Those chores get done while you're an option writer. How easy is that? I mean, are you forced to commute 25 miles each direction to go to work and get in on those Zoom meetings and have reports ready and prove to your boss that you really were working over the last couple of days to get whatever done, or you're trying to avoid the boss not to be given a file that the boss is trying to offload on somebody? I mean, don't you do you want those days? It's incredible how this channel has changed people's lives. It's just unbelievable. But anyway, as option writers, look, you don't have to own stock. You don't have to commute. You don't have to buy clothing to be dressed for success. None of that nonsense. You don't need to buy equipment to I don't know. You need a label machine to mail 25 packages out every day. You don't need to go to the post office. You don't need to call the FedEx guy to come and pick up stuff, or the UPS guy. You're just writing contracts on a digital type of internet cloud-based thingy. It's all magic. You don't even make a phone call to make money in this business. I mean, can you just think about this? 20 years ago, those of you are old enough, if you're in your 50s, your 40s, 20 years ago to today, to be able to trade option contracts and to do what we're doing today, all digitally, and your success is measured by, your success is created with one of these, and your success is measured with one of these. Where if you own a retail store, 20, 30 years ago, 90% of transactions were cash. At the end of the day, you'd look at how much money is in the cash register to see how you did. Today, retailers, 90% of transactions are debit cards and credit cards, and only 10% is cash. There's very little cash in the cash register, but the register shows how many dollars we transacted today. And business owners can see digitally how many dollars came in from American Express spenders and MasterCard, Visa, and debit. Total transformation. Here, option writing, it's all digital, it's all into the cloud, and you can, at the market close, be at a gym, and after you do your little workout, you grab your phone and take a look and go, oh, I made $2,000 this morning when I flipped over some option contracts. And the contracts that I wrote today, the new contracts I wrote, they're already down $500 today. I love this. I love this gig, and now it's time to have a shower, get dressed, and figure out what you're doing for the rest of your life. How many people are still stuck in yesterday's economy? How many are stuck in yesterday's economy versus today's economy? It's unbelievable. I'm really blown away by the change of this planet in the last 15, 20 years. Those of us lucky enough to be in the West, those of us lucky enough to be in a country where we're not experiencing missile attacks and all and out, out and out war and everything else. I mean, we're lucky. We're the lucky ones. There's no question about it. We're so fortunate. And our kids as well, I guess. In any event, look, welcome to the party, pal. I mentioned yesterday, if you missed this, I had seen an Instagram video a couple of days ago, and you can see these videos on YouTube all you want and everywhere else. But I saw a video talking about the demographic of success. Basically in the United States. So if you're in the top 20 percentile of economic winners, okay, you're in the top 20% of economic winners, your net worth is an average of 608,000 US dollars. Now, understand this includes the 1% which have 20, 50, a billion dollars of wealth. If you're at number 80.01% of the best of the class, the top of the class, then you're the poorest, most successful American. Does that make sense? But the average is $608,000. So there are obviously very well-to-do Americans that don't have $608,000 of wealth. They have $300,000 of net asset wealth, but they generate enough income, $200,000 plus, to basically be included in that class. But the average is $608,000 with an average income of $187,000 a year. That's about $15,000 a month in income. And if you're an individual that makes $15,000 a month in gross income, you're in the top 20 percentile. You're not in the 1%, you're not in the 5%, because those folks don't have jobs. They don't work for anybody. Maybe 5% of them have a job. Like, really, almost none of them work for anyone. They work for themselves. They are CEOs of themselves. They are the chief executive officer and director of Myself Incorporated, is what they call themselves. And they're busy managing their wealth, which is what they should be doing. So if you become a lottery winner and you win a Powerball, and after all the deductions and all the money taken away from the taxes and everything else, and you end up with a check of $250 million out of that billion-dollar pot or whatever the hell it was, you end up with $250 million. Guess what you're doing now? You are now self-employed managing your $250 million. That is your new job. And a lot of lottery winners don't know how to do that, of course, because they've never done it before, and they're lost, and they get inundated with people who are begging them for money, and here we go with this nonsense. If you're an individual from this channel and you are a grinder, you're taking money out of this market. You started with $500 profits, $1,000, and then you started making $3,000 a month, $5,000 a month, $8,000 a month, $12,000 a month, $15,000 a month, $20,000 a month, and you're building your portfolio, your retirement account, your outside account. You walked away from your day job, and you're now self-employed. You're ready to win the lottery. Because if you now win the lottery and get $250 million on top of a couple million you've got, and the revenue you're generating, you kind of have a handle on, well, I kind of know what I should do, but boy, I really don't need to do much of anything, because if I can get 5% interest on my money, that's $12.5 million a year, and even after taxes, I'd still be left with $8 million a year clear, $700,000 a month. Do I need to really grind the market anymore? I don't really need to. That's obviously a game changer. But you're much more ready to win that lottery than if you hadn't gotten up to this level. The next 20 percentile is interesting because from that 60% to 80% success ladder, your assets are $201,000 on average, and your annual income is about $125,000. That's the second percentile. That's the 60 to 80 percentile of wealth in America. And a lot of you out there who watch me go, well, Bruce, that sounds familiar to me, because I'm 48 years old, and I've been working at different companies now since I graduated out of school or college, and I'm in my second or third career. The family, we have a house that we got about $180,000 in equity in the house, $200,000 equity, $400,000 equity. We have IRAs, 401ks, and we got a couple of cars that we own. One car we have payments on. Yeah, we got, I see that 200,000 equity number making sense. A net worth of 200,000, yeah, makes sense. From the 60 percentile to the 80 percentile, it's probably 150 to 480,000, 500,000. Yeah, it makes sense. The income level, about 10,000 a month, makes sense too. Many, many thousands, millions of Americans are in this category. Millions, because there's 400 million people. There has to be millions in this category. But pretty well everyone in this category is working. Very few of the second tier of wealth are where people are not working. Now, there are retirees in this group that have worked and are now retired, and with their pensions and investments and Social Security, add it all up, they're bringing in more than 120,000 a year, and they have 300,000 in net worth, 400,000 net worth. Yeah, but the average is 200,000, 201,000 net worth, and 120,000 in income. For you as option writers, many of you option writers are going to either be there already in the asset value, and you now need to generate 125,000 a year in option income to replace your work income. And that will be the transformative shift for you that takes you out of the day job and takes you away from career stress, takes you away from the, well, I'm working and I'm writing options on the side. It works for me. But if I did get a layoff notice, if they told me, see ya, here's 6 months salary, get lost, it's okay. I won't freak out and worry about getting another day job. I'm just now going to be just a full-time administrator of my wealth, option writer. Thank you very much. For those of you out there who are trying to get to these two top levels, and you're thinking, well, I'm saving $250 a month I'm putting into my retirement plan at work, and my employer's matching it. So that's $500 a month being plowed into my plan at work. I'm 32 years old and struggling with student loans. Maybe I'm getting some student loan relief, maybe not. It all depends on where you are and whatnot. But you've got other debts and whatever, but you have figured out a way to put this much money aside, and the employer is matching it, and you're seeing your retirement account grow by $500 a month from new fresh cash plus compounded returns, and you have visions of grandeur going forward, going, well, by 42, 52, and 62, this account should be worth a lot of money. Because I've seen the charts that these wealth managers present to us every quarter or every 6 months or once a year when they, when my employer shows me how the funds are doing. The graphs look great. The problem, unfortunately, is that the inflation problem is eating away at the chart. So what the chart you don't see is the inflation chart against your growth of assets chart, and you realize I am getting raises at work. They're giving me a raise, but the net take-home pay that I have isn't allowing me to buy more stuff. It allows me only to try to hang on to what I've got, because the cost of everything that I'm into is rising. And so my cost of living every year is rising. And so my paycheck is only helping me break even. And that investment account over there that I thought was $6,000 a year, 10 years, that's 60,000 of cash plus the compounded money on it. That isn't going to be worth $2 million. That isn't going to be worth $1 million. I might not even get anywhere near 600,000 in asset value by the time I retire. That might be a problem for me. Or think about this: 20 years from now, these numbers I'm quoting you, where you should have 200,000 in assets, 600,000 in assets now to be in the top two groups, and you should be making 125 to 187. 10, 20 years from now, those numbers might be double. You might need 400,000 to be in the second top group, and you might need 1.2 to 1.5 million to be in the top group, and you better be generating 250 to 300,000 to be in the second top group, and you got to be generating 500,000 to be in the top group. Is that where you're headed? This is the dope slap. This is the Will Smith dope slap across your face that many of us never understood or grappled with when we were in our 20s and our 30s. It never occurred to us that when we would turn 50 and 60, that, wait a minute, I was making 35,000 a year in the 70s, and 3,000 a month in the 70s when rent was $300 a month for a 2-bedroom apartment. Good times. A 1-week all-inclusive getaway to Mexico for $1,200 when each of us were making $3,000 a month without kids. We were laughing. And here we are today, 30,000 a year with raises every year since that time. You're now in the 60, 70,000 range. You can't go to Cancun, Mexico for a week for $999. No way. The cab ride alone to your airport is 50, $60. The cab ride back from your airport back to your house is 50, $60. I mean, there's $120 gone. You haven't even left town yet. Yeah, things were not explained to us, or we were not aware of the fact that when we do fast forward the clock 20 or 30 years from now, generating 30 to 60,000 a year in income means you are in the lower middle class area, and you're barely hanging on to that. You're falling behind. You're falling back. A lot of people who were working in the 70s and the 80s in career jobs were in the middle class or becoming towards the upper middle class. Those exact people and that exact classification of jobs from that point in time are now solidly down to the middle class, and you're barely hanging on. And no matter what the tax cuts are, no matter what governments say, oh, we're going to make it easier for the middle class Americans and Canadians to get by on, they can't help you. They cannot help you because you're not a major taxpayer. Get over yourself. If you are generating 50,000 a year in income and you're paying 10,000 in taxes, you're a nothing burger when it comes to income coming into government to work the entire society as a whole. You have to generate 50,000 in income tax to be any kind of a factor. And for you to pay 50,000 a year in income tax, you're going to have to make 500,000 a year, 400,000 a year. I mean, after all the deductions you're allowed, you net, and take out all the taxes to here, to here, to here. When you figure out how much you send to Washington or Ottawa, you've got to be generating a lot more money than you are now. You might think you're overtaxed. You feel you're overtaxed. You see the deductions, and you're going, eh. But at the end of the day, we're nothing burgers. Unless you're generating 500,000 a year or more, you're really not a factor. And I hate to wake you up to that fact, but I would love to get you to that level. If I can get you to 500,000 a year income from option writing, you are your own factor. And now you control how hard you work, how long you work, and how you work. Are you going to work for yourself personally, or are you going to work now with a corporation? Are you going to set up an LLC, a limited company, and work through it? This is where you have to decide what is the structure of my income level. How am I going to do this? Am I going to pay myself a salary from my own company? Am I going to pay myself a percentage of performance? Am I going to take a dividend every once in a while? You're going to have meetings with tax professionals because you're going to need help. But the good news is, whatever you pay those people for your tax needs, advisory needs, they're going to save you $10 for every dollar you give them. So you're going to get a bill for $2,000 from a tax professional who's going to indicate to you, doing what we've put together for you and how you're running your affairs now, you are not paying $25,000 in taxes. You're paying that much less in taxes this year. Our bill is $2,000. Fair trade? I would say so. Yeah, indeed it is. In any event, welcome to the party, pal. Nice to have you here. What's going to happen today? What's this market going to do? What is going on out there? Checking the pre-markets right now, they're green. They're generally green pretty well everywhere. There's a few issues that are underwater, but not many. It's a pretty green opening here, or pre-opening that we're sitting on right now. Even in the case of Rocket Lab, Sofi, GameStop, Matterport, they're all higher. We've got Apple, Tesla, Google, Amazon, Nvidia, Facebook. They're all green. The only Magnificent Seven stock that is down is Microsoft, and it was down last night after the market closed and they released their financials, where they beat on the top line, they beat on the bottom line. The market did not like certain aspects of their numbers. That stock was down $30 last night. Right now, Microsoft is down $6.97. We're not even open yet. We're still 34 minutes away from opening, and the stock's down only about $7. Beyond the Magnificent Seven, Goldman is up 3.30. Cisco's up. Arc Innovations is higher. Pfizer's down 31 cents. That's a funny stock because they came up with some pretty good results the other day. HPQ is up. Unity is higher. AI, C3 AI Inc. is higher. Adobe is up. Netflix is higher. IBM is higher. Vanik, Home Depot, Enphase, Palantir, Uber, they're all up. They're all higher. Guess what else went up overnight in value? The Japanese yen. The Japanese yen went up in value. It was at one time, just about 2 months ago, I think it was about 2 months ago, give or take. Let me just double check here for you because I'm curious myself. Here we go. The Japanese yen is sitting at 150 yen to the US dollar. This currency in the last 3 months topped out at 161, almost 162. It's come back 12 yen to the dollar. That is 2%, and that is massive. In the currency business, a 2% move in currency in 90 days or less is a huge, huge move. And so we've seen the Japanese yen gaining substantially against the US dollar. Why did this happen? Because the Bank of Japan raised interest rates in Japan. Now, remember, our friends in Japan, and they're just great people over there, they were into negative interest rates during the low interest rate period, while Americans were finding that they could get a mortgage at, say, 3 to 3.5%, locked in for 20, 30 years. In Japan, they were offering mortgages at virtually zero, and or they were offering loans to corporate borrowers for negative money, in effect, negative 1%. So, borrow $1 million from us and pay us back 990,000 in 5 years. How about that game? That's pretty good. Germany had negative interest rates on mortgages. Netherlands, Belgium, and other European countries, negative interest rates. Those days are over. But in any event, Japan has now raised interest rates because inflation in Japan has been negative. They've been trying to get inflation to go positive. And one way to make inflation go positive is raise costs. And the amazing thing about the Japanese economy is that the Japanese economy for the last 25 years has been becoming more efficient every year, getting more done with less time. Produce a car with fewer people producing it, or producing a vehicle more with mechanical build-outs, robotics, than with humanoids. The cost of producing a Lexus vehicle in Japan over 25 years kept falling every year. 1% here, 0.5% here, another 0.5%, another 0.75 percentage point. Every year, less cost to produce a car. And so a Lexus in Canada, the USA, you would be looking at an ES300. The vehicle cost didn't go up very much. It went up 1 or 2% a year in cost, whereas the other vehicles were going up 7-8% in costs. In the case of GM and Ford and what have you, with greed and with lousy management and secondary world-class manufacturing techniques, American businesses lazy and fat producing crap, and Americans keep buying this stuff. It's unbelievable. Whereas Japan is producing high-end vehicles, reliable as hell, and they don't go up in price all that much. And so Japan is trying to now get a little more of a positive inflation thing going. By the way, if you were a Japanese office worker in Tokyo, Osaka, Nagasaki, anywhere in Japan, you probably didn't get a raise with respect to the job title you had. If you were, a level 5 employee, level 5 employees didn't get a raise for 20 years. You didn't get a raise. You didn't need a raise. Your cost of living was dropping every year. The country's cost of living was dropping. Anti-inflationary country. So it was stagnant. And only way to get a raise was to be promoted to a higher position with more responsibility. It's the only way you could get a raise. Now, Japanese workers are getting inflation raises for the first time in a long time, and it's shaking up the economy. Anyway, that's that story right there. What else can I tell you today? We're following, like I say, the fallout from Microsoft. We have Meta coming up with earnings later today, Apple tomorrow. I think in the next, what is it, next month, within the month, Apple will reveal the Apple 16 phone. So they're going to bring out the new version of telephone. We're going to be bombarded with that. There's going to be guesswork about will the phone sell well for this Christmas season? How well will it sell? And on and on. So you're going to get zillions of ads and articles in YouTube, and all the financial networks are going to cover the Apple product, the new product. Will this be the product to give the stock forward momentum into the future, and so on and so on? So that's coming our way, right? Welcome all to the channel, and thank you for joining me. If you're an option writer, at the end of the day, you don't have to own Apple. You don't have to own GameStop. You don't have to own Sofi. You don't have to own Microsoft, Tesla, anything. You can just be an option writer and create paper that is absolutely worthless and watch it depreciate dramatically and take the change. Sell here, buy back here, keep the difference for yourself. How many contracts you write is how much money you're going to make. And there are examples every day on this channel, over here in the comments area, from my members who are writing options and are saying, you know what, I just bought back some contracts that I wrote a month ago. I just bought them back for 34 cents a piece, 32 cents a piece. I wrote these for $4.40 a month ago. And I just bought back 10 of them. I did 10. I wrote 10 and I bought back 10. I brought in $4,400 when I wrote these $4.40 contracts. Times 100 shares per contract. That's 440 a contract times 10, $4,400. I gave back to those option gamblers. I bought back 10 of those for $320. I kept the remaining 4,100. Oh, and I just wrote another 10 contracts. I've written another 10 that expire a month, 6 weeks from now. And I just brought in another $4,400, $4,200 again. A lot of my viewers will say to me, they'll let me know how they're doing and with emails and stuff, or one-on-ones. They'll say, I started option writing because of your channel, and I started writing 5 contracts at a time. And then I roll them over and I make $1,000 on these, 800 on those, 1,200 on those. Then I started writing 7 contracts at a time because I had more capital to be able to do this with. I bought deep in the money calls on GameStop or AI or whatever, and I'm now writing 7. Then I went to 10 contracts at a time, and I realized that I just increased my income by 100%. I used to get $2,000 or $1,000 writing 5 contracts, and I'm bringing in double that because I'm writing 10. And I now know that when I get to 20 contracts, I will double my income again. And this is where full-time option writers, those who want to become full-time option writers, they see the writing on the wall. They realize that at work, I'll be lucky to get a 1% to 5% raise in the next year from my employer based on how well they are doing, not how well I'm doing, how well they're doing. Do they feel generous enough to give me a 5% raise, or do they think they can replace me with a younger employee at 15% less cost, and they'll kick me out and bring in the younger kid? Option writers figure out, well, in a year from now, I will be writing at least double the number of contracts I'm writing now based on the way this is going. And right now I'm bringing in $6,000 a month in income. A year from now, I'll be bringing in $12,000 a month. And you're not doing any different trading. It's exactly the same option writing strategy that you're doing today. The only difference is how many contracts are you writing. That's it. That's all there is. And if you're writing contracts on Apple, on Tesla, on the SPYs, the triple Qs, the most actively traded contracts out there, you can write 1,000 contracts at a time and not affect the market. That's how big the market is. So until you're handling millions of dollars of contracts at a time, you're just a small bit player in a big, big market, and you can pull out your 5, 10, 15, 20 grand a month without affecting anything anywhere. It is mind-blowing how this works. welcome to the party. Welcome to the channel. Those of you who've been here for now 3 years, thank you so much. Thank you for those of you who have been upgrading your memberships on this channel. You started out as just a watcher. You just were lurking in the corner, watching what we were talking about. You then decided to subscribe to the channel. After a few months, you thought, you know what, I'm gonna take a couple of this guy's classes because, man, these people here are the happiest people on YouTube. I have to tell you, there are such happy people on this channel making money in the market. Is it any wonder they're happy? I can see why. I'm going to take some of these classes that these folks keep talking about, and I'm going to learn just how option writing works. I'm going to practice how to write options in these free practice accounts these brokerage firms offer. I mean, talk about unbelievable. This is risk-free trading. I like this game. I'm going to do that. After a month or two, you realize, geez, my practice account makes money, and that's pretend money, but it's real live trading. I'm going to start writing options myself, and folks become Chillin' with Uncle Bruce members. And very quickly after becoming a Chillin' with Uncle Bruce member, it doesn't take long. The more active you get, folks quickly decide, you know what, I'm not going to be a Chillin' with Uncle Bruce member. I'm going to become a Gold Bagel member of this guy's channel. I want this extra half hour a day that he's offering his Gold Bagel members of content, half an hour before the big show starts, and Wednesday night primetime live, which is 7 o'clock Eastern tonight. And the fact that as a Gold Bagel member, I can join his Discord group. I want in on this Discord channel. So you want to become a Discorder and a Gold Bagel member, join the party here. Upgrade your membership from basic to gold, or just become a Gold Bagel member out now. And I'll send you send me an email. Tell me, Bruce, I'm a Gold Bagel member. This is my name. This is the handle I go under. I will be able to send you link information so that you become a follower of our Discord group. And 24/7, you're going to talk to other Gold Bagel members who are all option writers, just like you. And you'll be comparing notes. You'll be just a fly in the wall, watching conversations and reading up on what everyone is telling everyone else. You can be actively involved or just casually involved. It's totally your call. There are subsections in the Discord group that pertain to poor man cover call writers, cash secured put writers, spread writers. So they tell me, I'm not on the Discord chat group. I'm not there. I'm here on the air. And then I look after my viewers on a one-on-one basis if you want to have a one-on-one session. But I have a bunch of you out there who are on the Discord channel and comparing notes all the time. And I keep getting told time and time again how valuable it is for you to be, one, a Gold Bagel member of the channel, and number two, to be part of the Discord group. These two alone make it so worth your while, giving you insight into what others are doing. Sometimes something new comes up and you find out about it through the Discord group, through alerts. There are also members here who start trading emails with each other, and they start talking to each other back and forth. There's a lot of camaraderie going on here. It's option writers helping and talking to other option writers. And the glue that holds it all together is this channel, where every day I'm on the air 2 hours a day for this show, but half an hour before this show I'm on for just Gold Bagel members as well. Thank you all for your support of this channel. Now, one more thing to mention here. I've been touting this all month, and today is the last day I can say this. There is a sale here on my classes. There are 17 classes available, and today is the last day you can get this deal right here. You can buy 5 classes for the price of 4. Now, if some of you need 6 or 7 or 8 or 9, you can do the math. It's $120 a class instead of $150 a class. Send me an email with the class numbers you need, so I know what to send you when you make your donation. You make a payment. Make a payment to PayPal.com. Here it is down here. PayPal.com, my name, Bruce Farmer, Traveling with Bruce, my first channel name. That's the PayPal account that I've set up that you can make a payment to for $599.99 US, or double that if you want to get 10 classes for the price of 8, or triple that if you want to get 15 for the price of 12. If you want all 17, just multiply $120 times 17 classes, send that amount here, then send me a private email. Because if you only make a payment to PayPal and then don't send me an email, I don't know what classes you want. Some of you just say, "Hi, Bruce, thank you. These are for 5 classes. Thank you very much." And you don't tell me the 5 I'm supposed to send you. I'm sitting in the dock here going, what? So those of you who have not yet told me what classes you want, let me know, please, so I can send you the classes. Here's my email address, brucefarmer@hotmail.com. You'll find this information, brucefarmer@hotmail, down below in the description. In the description below, you'll see the names of all 17 classes, what they're called, what we're covering, and you can choose from there. If you have not taken a single lesson, start with number 1. Do the first 5. If you're eager to really get into it, then grab 10 or 15 or all 17 of them and force yourself to watch them. Now that you put some money on the table, you might as well watch this. Each lesson's about an hour and a half to 2 hours. So you're going to get 30 plus hours of instruction here. It's not a race. You don't have to watch them all in 3 or 4 days. You can do a class a day if you want. 2 classes a week, 4 a week, 1, whatever. What's your schedule? What's comfortable for you? Once you've got these links to the classes, you can rewatch them all you want and refamiliarize yourself with, what was that lesson number 6 about again? Or I need to refresh myself on the covered call contracts, or that put credit spread I'm thinking of doing, or those poor man covered calls. What about the stink bids, the stink offers? What about the 90-10 rule? What about this? What about that? You get to rewatch them all you want. There's no tests. There are no exams. None of that stuff. It's all in plain English. It's available for you whenever you want. Thank you again for all of those of you who have decided, you know what, I am going to take this guy's classes. I'm going to do it. I know some of you wait for the sale before you buy them. You've kind of conditioned yourself to say, the next time this guy puts them on sale, I'm going to get my allocation of classes. More power to you. It's a way to support this YouTuber, no question about it. I am supported by you taking classes, and if the classes help you make money, as a matter of fact, I have viewers who say to me, you know what, I watched your first 2 classes, and after the second class, I started writing call options because I'm sitting on stock that I've had forever. I am never going to sell the shares of the company I used to work for. I have 500 shares of the company I used to work for. I'm never selling those shares. I am emotionally connected to this group. I retired 5 years ago, or I'm working now, but I have access to these 500 shares. I can write options on these shares. I would like to bring income in on the shares that I have, that I'm not selling anyway. Show me how to make money. Show me how to bring money in on something I've already got. Well, that's writing call options. And what's shocking to people is they'll say to me, I can't believe it. I wrote 5 call options on these 500 shares that I've been sitting on forever, and I hauled in $2,500 in cash. American money. Real dollars. Your classes, all of them together, don't cost that much money. I'm earning while I'm learning. I'm making more money writing options while I'm taking your options classes. This is the mind blower for many of you out there who figured this out. You've gone, why doesn't this guy talk about this all the time? Why doesn't he say that every day? I just don't want to bore you to death, but I'm doing the best I can with what I've got. Look, you want to make a difference in your financial well-being? Generate income from assets you're sitting on. Stop being a holder of assets and be an owner of assets that are producing income for you. How many times have you been approached, or you've seen ads on TV, or ads on a YouTube video you want to watch? You see this ad talking to you about, why don't you rent out your basement? Why don't you renovate your house and put in an apartment suite downstairs and get the renter downstairs to pay your mortgage? Why don't you buy the house down the street that's a dump and refurbish it and rent it and become a landlord? Why don't you do that? I mean, you've seen all these. Make your assets work for you. The most wealthy Americans, Canadians, are those who have assets that make them revenue over and above the revenue that they make doing whatever they're doing. And I know many of you in your lives, through relatives and friends and coworkers, you know exactly people in your family and your influence group. You know people who do bring in secondary income through traditional assets like real estate and others. Those who are just dividend stock buyers. They buy stocks that pay dividends and they just bring in dividend income. They started bringing it in their 20s and 30s, and now in their 40s and 50s, they're bringing in $1,500 a month in dividend income on average. Great. You can bring income into your hands immediately, even if you've got $2,000, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000. You can write options with not a lot of capital in your hands and start bringing in capital. It'll shock you how much you can bring in, how quickly you can bring it with how little you need. You do not need $1 million to be able to make a nice buck writing options. It would be great if you had it, but you don't need that kind of capital. There are viewers here on this channel who, some are very active and talk all the time, and others who never say a word, because we got all kinds of people here. It's okay. We've got people here who are writing options as full-timers. They do not have a day job. They used to, they don't anymore, and they have 40, 50, 60,000 bucks. And they're full-timers. They're living off of that capital, making more money off that capital than they can at work, and they left a good paying job. There are people here who have built capital through option writing to the point where they reached 80, 100,000, 120,000 bucks, and then they decided, okay, this is the comfort zone. I now believe I can walk away from my day job and just work off of my option premium, because I take so much money a month out to live on, and the rest of my gains I leave in the account to keep growing it. Because at the end of the day, what you want to ultimately do is grow your portfolio, your cash on hand, to write more contracts to the point where you can't spend the money that you're bringing in every month. You're bringing in so much capital that you're only spending a quarter of it, and the remaining 3/4 is left behind for taxes and to grow your portfolio even larger. In other words, retire even earlier. Will you someday stop writing options and never write another option ever again? I doubt it. It's a pretty hard thing to walk away from when it is a huge success in your life. When you can generate 300,000, 400,000, 500,000 a year in income from option writing, and you find it's just part of your day, it's just part of your routine. Get up, wash, brush your teeth, make a coffee, tea, have a nibble, do some option trading, option writing, watch some television, go for a walk, keep an eye on the market with your phone here, travel the world if you want, RV anywhere you want, whatever you want. Look after your spouse, deal with health issues that you're dealing with. Literally, I mean, I have viewers who have told me I have to get I've got kidney dialysis. I got kidney problems. I trade options while the machine is running, and I trade options. I make more money writing options than my medical bills. Now, there is freedom. There, for Americans, that is financial freedom. To not be put under by a medical issue because your cash flow can handle it. Unthinkable for so many of you. I know, it's unthinkable. I'm talking about, the ultimate success stories. We got to get back to square one. Where are you at in this story? Where are we going to head here? Classes are on sale. If you want them, you can grab them. Today is the last day for the deal. It's the end of July. This sale ends tonight at midnight. And so if any of you are having issues or you're trying to figure out, how do I do this again? Just send me an email. Just say, Bruce, I was watching your show. I heard they're on sale, but I don't know how to do it. Just send me an email. I'll send you an email back with instructions, and then we'll take care of you. Okay? So it's all good. Okay. It'll be fine. It'll be just fine. Thank you for joining me. We open for trading in about 8 minutes. Hey, here's a dumb question. And this is from a guy who just can't figure out my computer. I can't get this through my skull. My screen right now is showing this image. It is showing all my tabs along the top. I have an Apple MacBook Pro. And when I use my finger to move my mouse indicator to the top of the screen, only then does the screen show me what time it is and what day it is. And then when I bring my mouse back down, that tab disappears and I only see the tabs. How in God's green earth do I make that go back so it's always up there? I want to see the time of day in the top corner of my computer. It is the simplest thing, I know, but I don't know how to do it. I just don't understand the lingo. Can anyone tell me how to do that? It's driving me up the bloody wall. It's been 3 days. I can't even find a YouTube video how to do it. It's such a simple thing. There's no YouTube video telling you how to do it. How to get it back. Click the green button on the top left corner. What green button? There is no green button on the top left corner. There's no green button on the top left corner. I don't know what you're talking about. It takes it out of full screen mode. There is no, oh, hang on, there's a little button over there. What about that one? Can I get to it? No, I get to it, it goes away. Hang on. Nope, that doesn't do it. It lists all my tabs. You need to move the mouse to the top first. Okay, I go to the top, and there's the thing I want. There is no green button up there. Wait a minute. There's something else there. Hang on. I see something called Firefox. I use Firefox. Does that help any of you? Help me? I have no idea. I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know what to do. And I'm afraid to push buttons because I'm on the air. Let's see. No red, yellow, green. There's a red, a gray, and a green button on the, top left. Yes, top left. Okay, hang on. I'll hit the green button, and that makes my screen with everything on it go half size. It makes it go half size. Do I just pull it across now? Is that what I do? Hang on, I'm trying that. I'm literally just dragging my screen over, and can I now bring it up here? Solution found. Unbelievable. Thank you so much. I'm telling you guys, this I've been a YouTuber. It's going to be 7 years. August the 12th. 7 years. I'll be on here live and recorded on 2 channels, and I still can't make this computer. I can make it do basic commands if I know what they are. It's unbelievable. Now you can pull the screen the size you want. James, thank you very much. You did it. You got it. Every instruction. I was looking to the top right instead of the top left. I had seen those buttons before, and I was hitting the one button. I thought that would minimize it, and it would just shrink it. And I'm going, how did I do this in the first place? How did it get to the point where this happened? Anyway, it just drives me nuts. I actually fear my computer. I don't dominate it. I actually fear it. That's my problem. I'm more afraid of my computer than anything else because I worry about hitting something that makes everything stop. Like when you guys tell me I can't hear you, or I have a one-on-one and we can't talk because the audio doesn't work. It drives me up the wall crazy. But when you're 68 and you're born in 55, you're not of this world. And so, I'm just a guest. John, we old folks need grandchildren to teach us. Isn't Isn't that it? It's unbelievable. I can tell you how to make money writing options. I can show you how to become an upper middle class Canadian, American, Brit, German, European. I can show you how to make money in this market. I can show you tricks and show you ways to write credit spreads. I can talk to you about depreciating asset values and all this stuff. I cannot tell you basics on a computer. That's not my forte. That's where we're at. Thank you, live members, so much. I'm 55, born in '68, laughing out loud. See, you're just a kid. You're young. See, in '68, they were having riots in Chicago. The whole world is watching. You have no idea what I'm talking about. In '69, we had Woodstock. You have no idea what I'm talking about. You know of Woodstock. You've heard of Woodstock, but you didn't feel the world vibe as an adult at that time. And not that I was an adult in '69 either, but it's okay. It's all right. You got 10 years on me and more. So way to go. It's all good. Thank you, James. I appreciate you, man. This is great. Thank you, all of you, for joining us here. Like I said, we've got a lot to follow here, a lot going on, lots of side shows going on. It just doesn't end. Thank you again for all of you, your support. Those of you picking up the classes, those of you looking for one-on-ones, those of you just reaching out to me and Jen and I, letting us know how you're doing. We are stoked. Am I happy with Sofi? Question. No. Am I happy with the price of Sofi stock right now? Absolutely not. What's going to happen with Sofi stock going forward? That is the question. Do we need an interest rate cut for Sofi shares to go higher? No, we don't need that. What is it we need for Sofi shares to go higher? We need buyers to come into the stock that will want to hold the stock for 5 to 10 years at a minimum, because they believe that buying it at the price they're paying, whatever the price is, $7.50 right now, is such a bargain compared to where these shares are going to go in 5 to 10 years that they're prepared to wait it out. What kind of investors can do that? What kind of investors can buy Sofi for 5 or 10 year holds and wait it out? It's not the day trader. It's not the flipper. It's not the individual that is worried about getting laid off and needs a $5,000 win now to take care of my bills. Those are not the investors that we need into Sofi. What I'm talking about are institutional investors. Now, there are certain institutional investors that are multi-billion dollars large. They will not buy a stock unless it pays a dividend. They will not buy a stock in their portfolio unless it's an S&P 500 company. They will not buy a stock unless they have a certain threshold of gross revenue and earnings revenue. So many millions or billions must be generated. They will not look at companies less than 100 billion in market cap or less than 200 billion in market. There are all kinds of parameters out there for all kinds of institutional investors out there. Everyone has their position. And in the case of Sofi, doesn't pay a dividend yet. It isn't worth $10 billion market cap yet. Generates less than 10 billion in gross sales so far. And so it won't be on the radar of very senior, long-term, large investors that will buy gazillions of shares of this stock. It has to get to that level. And so the company grows itself corporately every quarter to get more and more attention and be on the radar of more and more institutions, which it is. It's on the radar, but it's not in the buy zone yet. It has to come into the buy zone. That is what is needed with Sofi. Unfortunately, that's reality. By the way, fortunately, Larry has hit the bells, and we are open for business. Thank you, Richard Garland. Neat. We're here, baby. We're trading. That's why Sofi is not yet $20 a share. The irony is, if the shares go to $20, $25 a share, the company is a $25 billion corporation. which might be good enough for institutions that are waiting for $10 billion market cap or 15 billion market cap before they buy. It could be an S&P 500 company 6 months from now, a year from now. Again, another group of investment entities will now qualify this stock as eligible to be acquired. 2 years from now, they might be making $3 a share in profits, and they're offering a 50-cent a year dividend. That might acquire all kinds of interest from mutual funds and other ETFs out there and other institutional trades. All of these steps will bring more buying into the stock, taking it to even higher levels. It's all a win-win. But at the moment, we're $7.48 a share, and those of us who are sitting here waiting, for some of you, it's driving you up the wall crazy because you're watching the corporation grow and grow and grow, and the stock is not reflecting that growth at the moment, driving you up the wall. This is the price you have to pay to be a winner in a company like this. You have to tolerate the weeks and months of inactivity until all hell breaks loose. And there you go. That's the story. Blair, got your PayPal payment. I got it. I will take care of your links for you after the show. Okay, I got it. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. We'll get you. You're going to be busy now. You're going to be in the studying room for a while. Rock and roll, pal. Right on. Earn while you learn. It's going to be great. I'm loving it. Keep me posted on everything. I will send you the links shortly. Thank you all for popping in. Why do you think IV fell off so fast on GameStop? I'm sitting at 81% right now. Well, look at the volume on the stock. Look at the participation activity on this thing. Here we are now. What are we now? 3 minutes into the opening here. The Dow's up 43 points. GameStop's at 22.75. It's up 35 cents. And what's our volume in the first 3 minutes? 470,000 shares. A month ago, 6 weeks ago, when all hell was breaking loose, we already had 20 million shares going through here. There's your answer right there. It is anticipation, volatility, volume, headlines dominating. Whether you liked the headlines or hated the headlines, GameStop was the center of attention of many media outlets. Right now, it's being ignored. A company with $4.2 billion in cash is being ignored right now because the company doesn't speak, as we know. They're partially to blame here. I mean, GameStop, as we know, doesn't talk. That doesn't help. So the investor, the shareholders are left to their own to figure this all out. It's unbelievable, dude. DM post earnings, the market makers try to push it down, I assume. So we look for buying opportunities, rollover buybacks. We used to trade 2 million shares a day 2 months ago. That's right, 2-point-something million shares 3 months ago when we were at $10 a share. Now we're at 22.69 and we're complaining. But this is the way of the world. The stock looks great when you look at a 6-month chart. Looks great. But look at a 3-year chart, not so great. But, at $22, $23 a share, multiply that number by 4 to get the pre-split number. We're talking about $88, $92 a share for the stock. And when Andrew left, was shorting the hell out of it with his Citadel or whatever. I keep forgetting the name of his company. It's C something. I should write it down. When he was shorting the hell out of GameStop at 6, 10, 12, 14 a share, and it went to 20, and he thought that was insanity. $20 a share back in 2021 is $5 a share today. Andrew Left was saying to you, you're an idiot if you own GameStop at $5 a share. That's what he would be saying to you today. We're at $22.75 now. The company has $4.2 billion cash in the bank, and Andrew Left just pled not guilty to securities fraud. Who's the dumb money? Who is the dumb money, and who is the honest money, and who out there is crooked money? Andrew Left is not the only one. Trust me on this one. There will be others. This guy is only one of many who the SEC and the Department of Justice is probably after for pump and dump schemes, short or long, ridiculous. And we've only seen, this is the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more coming. It's just unbelievable. 36-cent gain on GameStop with $4.2 billion cash on hand. They're not going under. This brick and mortar company is not going out of business. No, no, no. They're hauling in a lot of interest money right now. Most interest. Citron, thank you. Citron Research. I keep thinking Citadel because of who. It's Citron. Citron Research. Thank you so much. DM, I appreciate you. Yeah, Citron. Andrew left. Andrew left. I'm writing this down just because I get brain farts when I'm live as to where I'm at. We're up 40 cents on GameStop. SoFi 741 down a penny. There you go, 1 penny lower. Volume on SoFi in 7 minutes, 3 million shares, way more than GameStop, but it's not going higher yet. I would not be surprised in the next week that SoFi goes to $9 a share. I would not be at all surprised by that. I will be very pleased with it. I'll be very content with it. I'll be very matter of fact about it. And I'll tell you that the reason it could go to 9 on mediocre volume is because the flippers got their butts handed to them yesterday. There's almost 90 million traded yesterday, and they all got wiped out or they walked away in disgust. And now it's just regular trading between investors, back and forth, people making up their minds to go long or go short, and a little more buying than selling, and we got a $9 stock. Wouldn't shock me a bit that now it goes to 9 a week after the earnings. Watch it now. That when you least expect it, and from there we get a breakout. From there, all hell breaks loose. Not the minute it gets there, but a week or two, sits in that 950 range, and then we wake up one morning and we go, what? 1175? What? 2 hours later, 1250? What the hell's going on? That's how this could play out. Just wouldn't surprise me. You think Anthony Noto is going to quit as CEO into the fourth quarter of earnings now? The first month is done. We got 2 months left to go in the fourth quarter of consecutive earnings. They know. They have a countdown clock in that office. I bet you they have a countdown clock going. They know. They know. Oh, unbelievable. Anyway, we're up 51 on GameStop. We're up $9 on Nvidia. Did anyone here take advantage of the Nvidia trade in the last week or so when the stock backed off? Did anyone out there decide, gee, Bruce said $102 a share, $104 a share. I think you're right. I think I should write $85 and $95 put credit spreads on Nvidia. I think I should do that. Did any of you write 130 to 140 credit spreads on calls 2 weeks ago when the stock couldn't establish new all-time highs? And any of you go, yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Maybe that's what I should do. You're being well rewarded for your moves. No question about this. Lori. Thank you, Lori, from Wisconsin. Got it. I've got your PayPal payment here. I will get you your links after the show. Definitely, without question. Thank you. Blair, fabulous, my friend. I will take care of you after the show's over. Absolutely beautiful. Well done, you guys. You guys are going to be busy for a while. You can be watching some classes. But I have a feeling that I'm going to be hearing from the two of you quite a bit about, what I just did? When Brian, that guy Brian that comments all the time, that guy there, you're going to be commenting on how you're doing on your option writing like Brian does. And others, thank you. Brian, SoFi found another cliff to jump from. Corinne is here, a 111 on the thumbs up meter, Bruce. 111. Your thumbs ups are coming along, despite the fact that you're not even begging for them today. Please give me a thumbs up. There you go, 22.90 on GameStop. 22.92, the high of the day, 23.02. We're now 22.93, 94. Seem to be looking for another run higher. 800,000 traded on GameStop. 22.92, 95 now. Trying to get back to 23. Wouldn't surprise me if it go through there like a hot knife through soft butter. There's nothing for sale on this stock. There's 3,600 at 23.10. That's not going to stop this stock. There's 1,000 at 23.15. Not going to stop this market. 22.93 right now. Last trade, 829,000 shares. Microsoft is down 670 a share. It was down $30 last night in the after hours. Someone got screwed selling that stock. Many, and it's too bad because these people need a stockbroker. They need someone to hold their hand. There is no one, and there you have it. Crazy. We're up $8 on Tesla, up $8 on Tesla. Look at the Magnificent Seven here. Apple's up $360 a share right now. Tesla's up $760. Google up $210, $211. Only Microsoft down $650, and it's coming back. Netflix is up $3. It's not even a Magnificent Seven. It's up $3. Meta up $8, and Amazon is up $430. There is money coming into this market. The Spider SPY index up $7. The triple Qs are up $11.20 this morning. We got Super Microcomputer up $53.50 at $719.93. Uber up $111. Adobe up $10.20. AMD with an upgraded estimates of earnings up $14.25, $152.69. Unity down a penny. Enphase up $3.75. We've got Moderna down 26, Cisco up 44, Pfizer down 75 cents, IBM up 12, HPQ up 75, Home Depot up $1. Vanik Semiconductors up $14. Goldman Sachs up 120, Boeing up 259. They lost money, they lost sales, they've lost credibility. They've hired a new CEO. Stock is up. There you go. SoFi. Higher earnings on the higher gross earnings, higher net profit, $65 million gain in profitability in one quarter. Solid management, solid results on all fronts, and SoFi shares are flat. There you go. There's your difference between Boeing and SoFi. Target up 111. JP Morgan down 34 cents. Costco up 5.65. Walmart down 63 cents. Disney's up 50 cents. American Airlines at 10.68, down 7 cents, down 5 cents. AMC up 12. DraftKings up 58 cents. Royal Caribbean up $3 a share. I heard today that Norwegian Cruise Lines, 105% occupancy average across their fleet. Higher revenues and expected to continue very good revenues. Bookings solid going forward. Stocks up 41 cents to 18.96 on Norwegian. But that puts the stock at 23.5 times earnings, making it too rich. It should be more like $10 a share. That would bring it around 12 to 14 times earnings. It's trading at 23.5. I don't think they're going to double their earnings next year again. But the market is looking past all that, and they will not reward a SoFi stock like they're rewarding Norwegian. What's the difference between Norwegian and SoFi? One thing. It's just one thing. Norwegian owes Wall Street and its top clients $15 billion in bonds, maybe $25 billion in bonds that they've issued, and they will continue to reissue. Royal Caribbean, they owe the street 35 billion. Carnival, 30 billion in debt easily. The three cruise lines are probably over 100 billion in debt to the street. And so the street will keep promoting the stock because they don't want the stock to take a run and then the bonds to take a run. And so there you go. And any sliver of good news from the cruise lines will be amplified by the stockbroker firms in New York's management and promotion team over at with the analysts. And SoFi doesn't get talked about. It's $7.30 a share, down 12 cents, making all kinds of money. SoFi making all kinds of money, adding 215,000 members a month, 2.5 million new customers a year being added to the SoFi army of customers. 8.8 million going to 12 million this year, probably 11, 12 million easily. Stocks down 12 cents. There's your difference. There it is. SoFi does not owe the street $20 billion. And so the street is not so interested in following it. At the moment, okay, dude, I did calls and put spreads shrinking out 2 days to expiry. Of course, I don't know what stock we're talking about here. 127.32 calls, 125.29 calls, Put spreads 95, 90, easy money. Thank you, Gold Bagel, paid for the month. Easy. I'm going to guess this is Nvidia we're talking about here, because that would make sense. 95, 90, and 127.32, 125.29. That would make sense. Dude, Nvidia put spreads got away from me earlier though, so this has really saved my cost average. I expect we won't go down as low as last pre-earnings pullback. Cost average, well done, sir. Yes, making money and more than paying for the Gold Bagel membership. Thank you very much. Well done. Sorry, you asked if anyone did Nvidia tip from last week. Was it? Yes. Beautiful job. Beautiful. Sweet. Absolutely perfect. You could now even roll your calls lower, theoretically, but you're monitoring it. You're on top of it. Beautiful job. The closing of these contracts will have you do the next one, however you want to do it. Beautiful, beautifully done. The Dow's down 12.5 points. AI is up 49 cents. GameStop 22.90, high of the day 23.02. We're 10 cents away from the high roughly. Sofi 7.30 down 12. Nvidia's up 9.48 to 113.21. Rocket Lab unchanged. Matterport down 4/10 of a penny. Nothing going on there at the moment. Smart Rent 185, still under pressure from that 240.50 range, now at 185 range, waiting to see who's going to lead this company as a new CEO and what's the direction this company is going to take. Apple up 287, Tesla's up 960, Google up 130, Microsoft down 945, Meta is up 550, Amazon up 334, Netflix is up 461. Very interesting start. Uber up 85 cents, Adobe up 966, AMD up $15. We've got the chip makers gaining because the Microsofts of the world, the Googles of the world, and others are in desperate need for chip computing power, and they need the product from Nvidia, AMD, and Intel and others to continue to grow out the AI universe, because the amount of computing power required is massive. And so the chip stocks are doing well at the moment. There you go. Dude, I'm looking for the same payout you suggested. Okay, I will look for a roll. There you go. The best thing about option writing is you can write whatever strategy you want. You can have whatever expiry date you want, and you can change the rules against your opponent anytime you want. In other words, you can change the opponent once you've written contracts. If you happen to be up 20%, 50%, 80% on the trade you made, you can shut down that trade anytime you want by just buying back these contracts for pennies on the dollar. You're leaving that group behind to keep playing that contract with themselves, and you've moved on to now creating a credit spread or a new option right position at dollars that work for you. If you wrote contracts and put together a credit spread and you brought in, say, a 15% return on your capital for a 1 week, 2 week position, and it's now down to 3%, you've made 12 of the 15% you're going to make on this trade, you can shut that down right now and recalibrate a new 1 week, 2 week, 3 week position with a 15% return again. And this is smart management of contracts. We're not here to tell you, I'm not here to say to you that you must wait for your contracts to expire worthless before you take on a new position. I am not telling you that whatsoever. I am talking to you about cash flow. I am talking to you about the ability to close a position out, keep a bunch of cash, and possibly, up to you, create a new spread, a new option trade with additional contracts, which gives you a raise in pay. For some of you out there, you have figured out that once you reach 40 to 60% profitability, you close out your positions and take the money. You then create a new position by adding 5%, 10% more contracts to the next trade, looking for 40 to 60% return on those. And rinse and repeat again and again. And you'll find it over 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. You're realizing, yeah, I used to write 7, 8, 10 at a time. I'm now doing 20, 25, 30 at a time. I'm tripling my income from 3 months ago, 6 months ago. From a year ago, I used to write 5 and 10 contracts. I now write 40 to 50 contracts. At my work, where I used to work, my buddy told me, my former coworker, they got a 3.5% pay raise. I've received a 200% pay raise, a 400% pay raise from writing options. This is the difference. You don't have a boss. You are the boss, and you decide when it's time to take the hit and take the money and move on. Beautiful stuff, kids. Keep up the good work. This is what it's all about. Thank you all for joining me. Like I've said before, if you're interested in the class deal and you want 5 classes for the price of 4, there's your price, $599.99. They're $120 a class. You want 8 classes? Send me 8 times $120, and I'll send you the 8 you want. You want 13 classes? 13 times 120. Send that in. End of the day today. The sale ends tonight. Tomorrow they're back to $150 each. I will send you your links after the show, and the email, the PayPal payment is easily found. It's right here. You can make the payment to this PayPal account here. Find paypal.com, enter in the name of who you want to send money to. That's me, Bruce Farmer, and Traveling with Bruce, spelled with 2 L's. You'll probably see a picture of me on your screen and go, oh, that's who I want to send the dough to. And away you go. Make your payment there, and then send me an email, a follow-up email saying, just want to check in with you. I've sent you X amount of money. These are the 8 classes I want, or these are the 5, or these are the 15, or these are all, I just want all 17. Here's $120 times 17. Send me all of them in one shot. I'll do that after the show is over. All day long, I'm checking emails all day long, all night tonight. So if any of you out there are watching on the rerun right now and you want to make a acquisition of some of these classes, just because you want to fill in the blanks, you've watched 8 of them, but you got 9 to still watch, you can now grab 9 for $120 a shot. You just want to get 5? Just get 5. It's totally up to you, and I'll look after you. We'll get you set up, and you'll be on your way. Thank you all again for just being part of this channel. Thank you to those of you who've made notifications here. Charlie, 15 months I've been a member of this channel. Don't even hesitate to join. Valuable market wisdom to be gained from Uncle Bruce's experience. Thank you, my friend. You are very kind, and just make money, buddy. Just make money. Please make money. Don't stop making money. Thank you, all of you out there who have sent these notices out to us to let the market know and the world know that you are a follower of this channel. Thank you, all of you who are Gold Bagel members that have been here now for almost 3 full years, if not more than 3 years. We started going live. I started doing YouTube in August 2017. This channel, I started it in, I think it was April or May of 2020. And we just passed the 4-year mark a couple of months ago. Doesn't time fly when you're having fun? It's unbelievable. I started going live on a daily basis in January 2021 when the craziness of this market was just insanity. Everybody was stuck at home. You couldn't bet on sporting events because everything was shut down. You couldn't travel, depending on where you live. And so people became market players. The stock market was open. Good old boys on Wall Street, they decided, you know what, we're the only game in town. Why don't we make it real easy for people to gamble on stock by setting up these accounts on these phones, and they can put in $50 a month, and you can trade $50 worth of Apple stock if you want. Oh, how easy is that? Fractional trading, no fees, including options. Options trading was allowed at super cheap commissions. Congratulations to those of you who have taken advantage of this market and this system to now learn and begin to write options to bring in income. It has changed lives around here, and it has changed economic fortunes big time. Thank you all for following me and being here today and always being here. Love you guys. The thumbs up meter right now is showing 123. 123 thumbs up have come through so far. Thank you for that. Appreciate all of you. Keep them coming if you can, and we'll hit 200. We hit 230 yesterday. The rerunners did it again. Those who watch reruns, of my shows, they hit the thumbs up button as well, and I appreciate you for that. Promoting this channel with YouTube, telling others to join us, and why not? Giddy on up. Thank you all for being part of this family from wherever in the planet you are. Well done, each and every one of you. Appreciate you. All right, let's see here. There we go. Yep, there we have it. There we have it. Let's see what's going on here. Thank you, everybody, for popping in and being part of the channel. Thank you for those of you making donations today to Get Classes. Those of you who have been sending payments in through PayPal, we will get you looked after as soon as the show is done. Right now, the markets, let's take a look and see what we've got here. Rocket Lab down a nickel, Sofi down a dime at 732. We're up 34 on GameStop, 22.74. Matterport up 3. We've got Apple ahead of by 336. Tesla up 1084. Microsoft is only down 598. That might go green today the way this is coming on. We're up 188 on Google. We're up 378 on Amazon. We're up 1073 on Nvidia. Meta's up 750. Goldman up 96. Cisco up 43. Arc Innovations up 51. Pfizer down 90. HPQ up 37. Unity down a penny. AI is up 33. Adobe up 1197. Spiders are up 661. The Qs are up 1055. Netflix up 548. IBM up 26 cents. Vanex Semiconductors up 13.56. Home Depot down 40 cents. Enphase up 261. Palantir up 77. Uber up 120. We find out today what our friend Mr. Powell is going to tell us. What did the FOMC, the Federal, the Banking Committee, what did the folks at the Fed decide to do with interest rates? What is that deal going to be? Are they going to change them today or leave them alone? We're thinking they're going to leave them alone. Delta Airlines says the CrowdStrike outage will cost it about $500 million. A Norwegian cruise stock surges after a profit beat as demand remains robust. Remember this, folks. If you're going on a cruise on Norwegian, they have cheap fares that they advertise, really good deals for cruise fares. The problem is the add-on onboard fees are the problem with Norwegian. They have the highest fees for tipping, 20% mandatory. They have the highest per day tipping charge per person, which I think is $20 a day per person in your cabin. So if there's two of you, it's $40 a day tipping charge times a week, $280. Their drink packages are outrageous. You have to really be smart when you book a cruise with these cruise lines. You have got to understand all the add-on charges, internet charges, spa charges, onboard store charges, tours, off-ship tour charges. The commissions paid to the cruise lines is incredible for tours. So you might have a $200 a person charge for a 6-hour tour somewhere, and the cruise line is earning $140 of the $200, and the tour operator is only getting $60. You're only getting a $60 tour for the cost of $200 each. It's incredible. Be mindful of that when you think about going on a cruise. Andy, how you doing, pal? New member of this channel, Andy Curtin, is here. Gold bagel level as well. Thank you, Andy. Appreciate you being here. We are at record highs for the number of gold bagel members on this channel. We have never been as high as we are with how many gold bagel members that are currently part of this channel. It's at a record number. We have more gold bagel members of this channel than regular Chillin' with Uncle Bruce members. In other words, there are people paying $25 a month to YouTube to be gold bagel members, more than the $10 a month to be a regular Chillin' with Uncle Bruce member, because of the add-ons. Every day, half an hour pre-show hangout here. Wednesday night, Primetime Live, 7 o'clock Eastern tonight, every Wednesday, plus becoming part of the Discord group. Those three factors are worth the extra $15 a month. And I thank you. People who are Gold Bagel members here make far more money than $25 a month writing options. This is a no-brainer, this thing. But for Jen and I, this is really important. This is really a big deal because right now there are 217 people watching right now. The ad revenue that YouTube gets from 217 viewers at the moment, and all day long, people coming and going and watching on the rerun later, add all that up, and I get more money payable to me from one of these people per day than all the ad revenue combined. Now, there are people here who are prime time members of this channel. They are not just subscribers. They're not just Gold Bagel members. They're prime time members. So you get free music, other benefits from YouTube, and no commercials. I get more money from those people because of their prime time benefits. I get more of that than I get from advertising. It's quite amazing. But at the end of the day, the number one income generator for this YouTube channel from YouTube, right there, Gold Bagel members. So that's the number one source of income. Chill with Uncle Bruce, number two. Advertising and primetime members, number three. So thank you all for helping out. You're making such a difference to Jen and I. We appreciate you. All right. Those of you buying classes, oh my God, thank you for that. 17 of them available at your beck and call. Earn while you learn. You'll be writing options while you're taking the classes. You'll be generating, in my humble opinion, won't take you long to generate more than the cost of the classes that you're going to bring in, and you're going to be much more comfortable with it all, and you're going to absorb so much market information that you're not getting right now, and you can't go wrong. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is everything. And thank you for those of you, and congratulations, students of this channel. The evidence is right here. People do not take the classes and never watch the show again. That it's not how this works. People take the classes and then become Gold Bagel members at the same time and never leave. They never leave. They're always here because you hang out with the professor, you hang out with the fellow students, and with Discord, you're talking 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to each other about what option strategies are we going to do now? What did you think about his comment today about this? What did you think about Uncle Bruce saying that? Has anyone been doing what Uncle Bruce talked about a month ago, or anyone doing it? This is what it's all about, the family that this channel creates. Thank you all for being part of the family. Charlie, I have been here since the daily 8-hour sessions with Uncle Bruce. I joined and then I left and I rejoined. This is the only channel for market wisdom. Lots of YouTube market channels, but Uncle Bruce is market wisdom. Huge difference. Thank you. So kind of you to say. I'm only regurgitating what I've learned since 1978. That's when I first invested in the market with a couple of $100, and became a broker in 1979. Became a branch manager in 1983, I think it was. Vice president, branch manager. I took a company public with a friend of mine. 1990, we did that. I was in the Cayman Islands as an offshore asset manager, stockbroker, in 97, 98, 99, 2000, in that window there. Then I was an offshore asset manager consultant, more of a consultant. And now here we are. At age 62, I started a YouTube channel. 62. And here I am, 68, going on 69. I have 2 YouTube channels, including this one. And all I'm trying to do is explain to you folks in the plainest English possible what the hell is going on out there, what it means, and how you can take advantage of it. And as option writers, I am trying to help you become that much more knowledgeable about what's going on. That's all it is. There's nothing sinister to it. I don't trade stock. I don't write options. I am not a pump and dump guy. I'm a guy explaining the market to you and guiding you and giving you my opinion on what I think you could do and how you could do what you do. You're the traders. You're the ones getting richer on writing options. And that just thrills Jen and I to no unlimited extent. We love it.
That thing you do.
That thing you do. Thank you, Jen. How you doing this morning?
Good. How are you?
I'm loving it. Richard Carlin, Sofi's trying to go green, Bruce. Can
Hi,
you believe
Richard.
it? It's at 7:42. It's only down a penny. What are they thinking over there? I was saying to the gang today, I wouldn't be surprised sometime next week, Sofi's 9.50. It's the hype's all over.
Right.
The flippers are all gone.
The shorters have
Shorter,
shorted as much as they can.
you know, it's a nothing burger for anybody anymore. And
Yeah.
all of a sudden, just a little more buying comes in, long-term buying, than selling. And it just slowly inches up to $7.80, $8, $8.20. And it just every day adds 10, 15 cents. Nothing exciting, no headlines, no one talks about it. And it just inches up into the nines.
Yeah.
And then one morning we wake up down the road beyond that, and we're 11.75, and we're going, what?
Well,
yeah, here we go.
I mean, it feels like it's far away from now, but their next report will be 4 in a row.
4 quarters of profitability 3 months from now.
Yeah.
That's when every 90 days they
Every
talk.
90 days.
They talked yesterday. 3
And now
months from
a
now
full
they'll
year.
talk again.
Everything falls into place.
That's right. That's exactly right. Richard Carlin, good morning. Auntie Jen. Larry Titus.
I beat him to it.
Good morning, Jen from
Good
Larry
morning,
Titus.
Larry.
Larry, Richard, how are you, kids? Welcome to the show.
That's
Welcome
right.
to the channel. We're down 47 on the Dow. It's a nothing burger. We're up 40 cents on AI. We're up 36 on GameStop. We've been green all morning on
So
GameStop.
you don't even need a bagel. The markets are already up.
See, I don't
I'll
even
just leave.
Oh, you just leave. Sofi's green, 7.43. Nvidia's up $12, 115.70.
What? It was down 7 yesterday?
Do you remember when Nvidia was pre-split?
Yeah.
That's a $120 gain today.
Yeah.
120 today is much more than normal. Very good. Any of you writing credit put spreads, you are laughing now. You're happy campers. You wrote 130, 140 put call credit spreads. You're still chortling away. Rocket Lab down 2. Matterport is up 4 cents. Welcome to the party, kids. Green on the Magnificent 7, except for Microsoft, which was down last night, $30 a share last night. Right now it's down $3.72. Microsoft's going green. Watch this. It's going to go green. Watch.
That pre and post market does not have the volume.
The after hours BS and the pre-market
does
BS.
Not have the volume.
Too many of you get caught up in that. You've got to really calm down.
It's hard not to.
Don't let it get to you. It's during market hours. It's the only time it matters. Really.
Use it as an indication of up or down, but not numbers. Yeah.
Well, yesterday morning, SoFi couldn't get over 745 yesterday morning. Then it opens at 770, went to 790. You couldn't do that in the pre-market. Theoretically, in the pre-market, it should be able to do that.
Yes.
There's hardly any players.
Yeah.
Wasn't happening.
No volume.
Crazy. We're 744 on SoFi plus 2. Oh, go figure. Let's see. Vilma says, meanwhile, I see a new article today. Quote, why I just sold all my SoFi stock. Laughing out loud. You know why? He's a moron. That's why. But that's okay. We need morons. You kids who are going to make money in this market, you need morons to take it from. Thank God we have morons. But honestly, I did this already once with surprise in the days afterwards. Hector, hi all. Is anyone trading TNA? I have no idea what it is.
TNA.
What's that stock? What is that? Who is that? Snowboarder, I see those articles all the time. Just clickbait with not real reporting. Bingo. It's exactly all it is. It's all BS. Bull cocky. As Sherman Potter used to say, bull cocky. Bull feathers.
Horse hockey.
Horse hockey. Love that guy. I think I'm going to have a bagel today.
You think you will?
Oh, I really think so. I think today's
but
a bagel.
The market's already green.
It doesn't even matter. Well, maybe this will add to it.
There you go.
With SoFi now at 746, up 5 cents a share. Having a bagel with cheese whiz, a little
Boom.
could just zoom
A
this
little
thing to
oomph.
$7.75 a share right now. Maybe
That's
that's what we
right.
need. So I'm thinking cheese whiz.
You're thinking cheese whiz, are
Nice
you?
crunchy bagel with cheese
Some
whiz.
cheese whiz on it.
That could be.
Okay.
You went to Costco yesterday,
I'll
picked
see
up
what I can
bagels.
do.
Oh, baby. Thank you, Auntie Jen, so much. 26.95 on AI, up 36. GameStop 22.76, up 36. Sofi up 6 now, up 7. 7.49 a share on Sofi. Volume on Sofi now for the day is 10 million in 42 minutes. Not as active as yesterday, but buying is coming in. A little here, a little there. I'll tell you, SoFi could well break $8 today, and be 8.5 next Monday, Tuesday. By the end of next week, 8.75, $9. No fanfare, no excitement, no nothing. That's how it could go because the numbers are the numbers. They are making money and they are growing at a phenomenal pace. Interest rates are coming down. We know that. That won't hurt them. Does it help them? Yeah, maybe. I'm sure the sentiment is in the right direction. But yeah, 748, 749 on SoFi. Go figure. Go figure. Wow. Who cares is asking a question, folks. Uncle Bruce, what are you writing on GameStop covered calls? If you're writing any today, if you're going to write GameStop covered calls, which covered calls should you write today? How far out in time and at what price? I see the stock at 22.80, up 40 cents. So I ask you, should you be writing $25 calls? If you own deep in the money calls on GameStop, you're buying 10s or 12s or 15s, something like that. You got a bunch of those calls and you want to write short-term calls against those calls. What contracts would you recommend? Now we have to see what's going on. What is the deal? I wonder, should it be 25s, 27s? Would we look at writing, should you guys look to write January 2025 calls rather than September's or October's? Because we have right now August calls, September calls, October calls, and January 25, June 25, January 26. Which ones should you do? If you look at Jan 25 calls, January 2025 expiry, and we look at about $25, I will tell you that the last quote I see here is 510 to 525. So if you were to actually go out right now and buy a $22.76 deal to go buy the stock at $22.76 a share, you bought 1,000 shares right now for $22,760 or 100 or more. But let's say you did 1,000. You could write 10 of these $25 calls and you would bring in $5,100 to $5,200 in cash right now to offer your shares for 25 a share, which is 225 higher than where we're trading at. And you get to keep the $5. So you're actually offering your stock right now for $30.20. You're offering it for $30.20 for a cost of $22.70 something a share. Is that a reasonable return on your money? Or how about this? What if you went out there to January 2026 and attempted to buy a deep in the money call option? Could you get your hands on a $10 call option that expires in January 26 for under the 90-10 rule? The contract's value, the $10 contract, is worth roughly $12.70. You can pay about $14 to get that call, and I see it between $14.10 and $14.90. So if you could get it at $14 to $14.25, that would be pretty cool. The $8 contract, interestingly enough, is worth right now $14.75, and it's going for $14.30 to $17.40. So you can get that under $16. That would be a 90-10 rule. Well, let's go back to that $10 contract. Let's say you bought it at 14.25, just around that 90.10 price. 14.25, and you sold a January 2025 against it for $25 strike price for 5.10. You'd bring in $510 against a $1,420 contract. The return on your capital is over 33%. If that contract dies worthless, let's just suppose the stock stays at 22.70 right now and doesn't do anything until next February, does nothing. These contracts die, they're zeros. You keep all $500, and you have a contract still worth $1,400. You made $510 on a $1,400 something dollar investment from now till January. This is, we're about to enter August, September, October, November, December, and January. That's 6 months, less than 6 months, 33% on your money. It's not a bad deal. If you could buy the eights for 16 something, or whatever that price was, you'd get 500 on those. Not bad, right? Oh, well. Now, of course, January 2025, remember, you can, anytime you want between now and January 2025, buy those back. If they go down to $1, you can buy them at $1 and then write June 2025 contracts. 6 months going forward, you might bring in $5 for those, depending on what strike price. That means you made $4 on the first batch and you just brought in another $5 on the second batch. You've now brought in $900 against a share or against a deep in the money call. Up to you. Buy the stock at $22.75, bring in $900, or pick up contracts worth $16 and bring in $900, or buy $14 contracts and bring in $900. Up to you which way you want to play this game. You want to buy 2,000 shares of GameStop for $45,000 right now? You can bring in 10 grand right now against the 45 grand. You just lowered the cost of your stock to $17.70 a share. You just brought in $5. That's yours to keep. Your cost just went down to 17. Now, you get back $1, your cost goes up to 18, but then you write another batch of contracts for 5 more. You've gone from 18 to $13 cost 6 months from now. Your cost on your GameStop is $13 a share. Thank you very much. This is what writing options is all about. This is one of the ways to play it. Slayer 750 again. As Charlie, success, failures, all generating wisdom. I doubt any other YouTube channel can claim 1/4 of the market life experience that Uncle Bruce has experienced. I want the experienced heart doctor, not the new guy. Andy, thank you. Hi, Uncle Bruce. How do I get the lessons? How do I do it? Make a payment to my PayPal account. It's down here. Hang on a second. I'll show you right there. PayPal account is right down here at the very bottom, scrolling by right now. Just go to paypal.com. Under who do you want to send money to, they'll ask you for a name. There's my name, Bruce Farmer. And then Traveling with Bruce, spelled with 2 L's. You'll see my picture probably. And you can make a payment there. $5.99.99 US. I'll send you 5 lessons. You want to double that and get 10 lessons. You want to triple that, get 15. You want all 17 lessons, or you want 9 of them, or 12 of them, whatever number. $120 a class is what this deal is. It lasts until tonight. Make your payment to that paypal.com account there and send me an email. Send me a private email right here at my email address, which you will see right there, brucefarmer@hotmail.com. And just say in the email, Uncle Bruce, I've just sent you this much money for this many lessons. Here are the lesson numbers I would like. I would like number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4 to 10, or I'd like number 6, 9, 14, 15, 16. You tell me the ones you want. I'll send you the links after this show. We'll get you going. Okay? That's how you do it. Puddin' Pie, Charlie C., 100% correct on what you're talking about with Uncle Bruce. Brian, SoFi looks like GameStop usually does. Go SoFi. What do we got now? SoFi is $7.51, up 9 cents a share on no news. All that news was yesterday. No news today. Up we go. Andy, thank you. Okay, got it. I got it. Okay, I'm on it. Andy, if you're having any problems, just send me an email and just tell me, Bruce, I'm missing this. Can you resend these instructions? I'll send you an email with instructions if you need it. Okay. Don't worry, we'll get you set up. All right, there you go. Any of you out there, you let me know if you need any help on how to get these classes. We'll get you set up. Thank you one and all for being here today, joining us, hanging out. Thank you for joining this channel as new members. Thank you for those of you upgrading your membership to Gold Bagel level. Thank you for that. Thank you for the thumbs ups. We are now approaching 141. We got 141 thumbs ups. They're coming in. Thank you, Jen. There's a thumbs up for you guys. What more do
There's
you want?
my straight thumb.
What more do you?
We've had that discussion.
There's my crooked thumb. There you go. Oh yeah, baby. The bagel has arrived with cheese whiz on it. My European friends are gagging right now. They're going, "Oh, cheese whiz. Why don't you have some Emmentaler? Why don't you have some
right?
Some really high-end quality European cheese on there?"
Emmentalers. Oh, it's a nice
Can I say brie? There you go.
Goat cheese.
Goat cheese. Oh my God, 752 on Sofi. We're up 9. How much higher is the stock going to go as soon as I start chomping on this bagel? I mean, come on. GameStop, 2269. It's time. The Dow's up 96. It's already anticipating the run.
One can only guess.
One can only hope. Let's check this out.
Oh, I hear the crunch. I hear the crisp.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Don't have to sprinkle sesame seeds on that one.
True.
Already on. Already there. Oh, yeah, baby.
Costco Canada makes sesame seed bagels. Costco USA?
No sesame seed. It's weird, isn't it?
They don't make these. They make all, like, everything bagel. Every imaginable.
And everything bagels have sesame seeds on them.
Right?
Yes.
They make cheese bagels.
Yes.
Raisin bagels. They don't make sesame seed covered.
But if you want the good one, you got to go to Tim Hortons and get the onion bagel. Oh. Now we're talking onion bagels.
No. I don't think so. No.
No.
You go to Timmy's and get an apple fritter.
Or a walnut crunch. They got the walnut crunch this summer.
Or you get the Boston cream donut.
You go to A&W and you have a whistle dog. As long as the Blue Jays are playing, they will have whistle dogs this year.
As soon as they played their 162nd game, the season's over for the Blue Jays.
But you know what I've noticed, because I am a whistle dog connoisseur. So what they're supposed to do is you grill the outside of the dog. Then you're supposed to cut it in half and grill the inside of the dog. They're not doing that step. And that's very much part and parcel of the whistle dog's soul.
How could they? How could they do that?
How could you?
How they live with themselves?
And the other day, you might remember, I had to take my little snowflake princess fingers and tear apart the hot dog because they hadn't even sliced it all the way through. Yeah. I still managed to eat it. You know,
I'm going to impersonate.
Crazy, but
I'm going to impersonate somebody from Seinfeld. You tell me who I'm impersonating from Seinfeld.
Okay. That's right. No. Very bad. Very, very bad.
Who am I impersonating? Yeah. Not good. No, not good. I get sesame seed bagel from my Costco here, says Lorraine. Where do you live?
Lorraine, where are you?
Because I can't get sesame seed bagels in Palm Desert, California.
Not in the Coachella Valley. Or Rancho Cucamonga.
Right.
One of my favorite Costco's in the world.
It's not.
They got the fanciest pigeons and seagulls there.
It's not Rancho Cucamonga.
No.
It's Rancho Cucamonga.
They got lots of tables sitting outside. It's delightful.
With all the birds flying around.
Well, no, but the birds don't really fly around. They stroll between the tables, and they're quite exotic looking because I think there's been a ton of inbreeding. But they're well-defined birds.
Did Jen just say there's a lot of inbreeding going on in Rancho Cucamonga? Is that what you just...
Among the pigeons
Oh,
and the seagulls.
well, okay. Well,
Yeah. Yes.
Jenny, do you hear that? Yeah, okay.
Well, they're really specialized looking. Yeah.
Okay, so I went like this.
Yes. Okay, who is it?
Who is that? Okay, so hang on. Richard Carlin's very bad man, Jerry.
Very
You're a very
bad
bad man.
man,
You're a very
Jerry.
bad man. Luca Chow, Auntie Jen, that bagel
Ciao,
looks
Luca.
good. Boeing Tiger, Soup Nazi? No.
No.
Beach Boy, Newman? No, Newman didn't do that. No. James of the Misty Tree, Bobby Atkinson, Cannon on the Hill, Richard Carlin, Boeing Tiger, Babu!
Babu! They all got it.
You know, Babu, it was the funniest thing. We were checking our mailbox the other day, and we found that there was this envelope that from the immigration department. You caused me to miss my immigration. They deported me, Jerry. They deported me.
Bad man.
You're a bad man. You're very bad. Babu, Babu. Newman, as in Babu, as his Beach Boy. Bobby, hello, mother, hello, father. What a time at Camp Granada. There you go.
Yes.
Babu.
And I'm sure we'll have more fun when it stops raining. It's just a lovely day outside. Have you stopped to look out your window? It's lovely out today.
Gorgeous, clear blue sky.
It's blue sky. It's not that funny gray color.
We haven't seen this in a while.
And
The forest fires.
And it's going to get hot again for the next few days. But
We'll take it.
Just lovely.
Last hurrah, maybe.
Well, the grass is starting to look a little brown, but
yeah, fall kicks in here in about 3 weeks.
But we have
by the time the end of August rolls around,
fall.
It starts to deteriorate quickly.
Fall goes until Halloween, and then we have snow. But then the snow can go away for a while. Or November can be brutal. The coldest I ever remember was in November when it was like minus 43. And
you were at a Grey Cup game.
Well, no, that was minus 38 when I was at the Grey Cup game.
That was November too.
And that's where you're just sitting there really questioning your sanity.
Why am I here?
Why am I here? Why?
I'm here to watch 3 down football, 40 below.
When it's so cold, the lens on your camera freezes.
Uh-huh.
So, sure glad I'm carrying it. I didn't think this one out all the way. Yeah. And it wasn't even the Stampeders. It was Edmonton against Montreal. Yeah.
Montreal. With Montreal's ordinary...
Two teams I would have really not liked to see win.
Montreal had a running back known as the Ordinary Superstar back in 1974. Anybody know who that is? The Ordinary Superstar. He was an American.
Ooh.
I believe it was a Heisman Trophy winner.
Oh.
Came to Canada, just excelled for a number of years. Whatever happened to that guy? Anybody remember that guy's name?
I don't.
The Ordinary Superstar.
Thanks for asking. I don't remember. No. Nope.
There have been a number of Heisman Trophy winners who've come to Canada.
Well, we have
Rocket Ishmael.
We have tons of imports. That's why we have the Canada rule. You have to have so many Canadians on your team. It is required. What is always fun, though, is when the Americans come up and they've only had like 2 weeks practice and they don't know the rules yet.
Yeah.
And they go to catch a kick and call for a fair catch.
A fair catch. Get annihilated.
And get nailed.
There ain't no fair catch.
You better run.
Fair catch? Only sissies have fair catch rules. Come on. This is football.
Yeah. And then trying to run out of the sideline to stop the clock. You don't have to do that.
No.
Our clock stops after every play.
With 3 minutes or less to go.
Every play.
Only with 3 minutes or
Those
less to go.
last 3 minutes last a good half hour.
We don't need timeouts.
We don't need
The
time.
clock stops after every play with less than 3 minutes to
Now,
go
it
until you hike the ball.
stops until
The referee blows
the
it in.
referee puts the ball down, and sometimes they're slow at that,
Mhm.
and then blows time back in.
Only one timeout per team per half.
Yeah. Yeah.
Still 4 timeouts.
And I don't know what they can challenge. They used to be able to challenge the offensive or the defensive passing or
The legitimacy of the league.
yeah. Well, we do question that, but and they change the rules all the time.
Yeah.
Here we go.
A little collection.
It's my collection.
Been wondering where all those plates are?
Yeah, exactly.
Where are all the plates?
Where is my little blue guy?
Oh my goodness.
Okay, well, bye everybody.
Thank
Don't
you,
forget
Auntie
to
Jen.
come back tonight.
Thank you so much. Yes, 7 o'clock tonight, primetime live.
Don't forget to move the car.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, that's right. I got to do that for the show. Thank you all so much for being here with us today. Man, it's been great to see you. I hope you guys are going to make nothing but money today. You ever followed Roku at all? I got 4 poor man covered calls going on that stock. I don't follow it very closely. Bobby, I wonder if they do a follow episode of them getting out of jail on Seinfeld. Bobby, brown grass is better than black grass at Jasper. There you go. Lorraine, I get the sesame seed bagels from Sharpsburg, Georgia, about 30 miles away from my home. Yeah, in California, well, in Palm Desert, I can't find it. It's driving me nuts. Well, it doesn't drive me nuts, but I can't find it. Hector, Johnny Rogers. It was Johnny Roger. That's right. Dwayne Johnson? Nope. The ordinary superstar, Johnny Rogers. Yeah, it's true. He's just an ordinary superstar. Boeing Tiger, ARM, and Meta earnings after the bell today. Beach Boy, bye. And Splair, just in case, I wish you all a relaxed day. Where are we at right now? We're up 174 on the Dow. I think we're at the high of the day right now. AI is up 44 cents. GameStop is sitting around 22.65, 67 after topping out at 23.02. The low is 22.61. We're near the low of the day. We're still up 25 cents, but at the low of the day on GameStop. On SoFi, 752 up 9. High of the day, 755 on 14.8 million so far. Slight improvement there. Nvidia up $11, holding a nice gain, 114.79. Rocket Lab down a penny. Matterport up 4. Smart Rent down 11. Apple up $4.25. Tesla's up $8. Google up $2.09. Microsoft down $4.90. Meta up $11.60. Amazon up $5.75. Netflix up $9.63. The Spiders are up $8.89. Qs are up $12.56. Super Micro Computer $705.45, up $39. Uber is up $1.66 at $64.75. Adobe up $12.60. AMD up $8.49. Unity up a nickel. Enphase up $3.74. Spire up $15. ATIP down 28. Moderna is up 214. Cisco is up 44. Pfizer down 47. IBM up 163. HPQ up 47. Home Depot up 190. Vanik Semiconductors 1380 gain. Goldman up 590. Boeing up 207. Target up $1.50. JP Morgan up 84. Costco up 8.85. Walmart down 50 cents. Disney up 57 cents. American Airlines down 7. AMC's up 9. DraftKings up 94. Royal Caribbean up 66 centinos on the session, holding a gain. There's some of the stocks we follow most intently around here. Mixed bag, but generally an up day. Over on the indexes, let's take a look at the rest of this market. We've got Chairman Powell coming up in a few hours with his commentary on the FOMC meeting, Federal Reserve. We'll wait for that. Well, we'll hear about that. I'll be watching that from the sidelines. You'll be watching it from the sidelines. Looks like the Dow is up 179. S&P is doing very nicely, up 92 points. That's 1.7%. NASDAQ is up even more, 435 on NASDAQ. That's 2.5% gain today on NASDAQ. So the Dow is up 0.5%. S&P is up 1.7. NASDAQ up 2.5. Gold is up $14 an ounce, and oil is holding a 230 gain at $77.09. I don't know if this is going to last very long, but we are waiting for the Iranians to respond to the Israelis to see what's going on, and there's concern on that. We'll watch and see what gives. GameStop seems to be doing a little uptick at the moment, 22.78, up 38 cents now. It dipped to 22.61. It's just added 17 cents in the last 5 minutes, as it is trying to run up a little bit higher. 22.79 right now on GameStop. SoFi 753 up 11. And that is approaching its high of the day of 755 on 15.3 million volume on SoFi. GameStop volume 1.78 million. Nothing going on over there. That's the story. I'm sticking to it. 22.83 on GameStop. Go, GameStop, go. The higher, the better. And, well, just kind of move. Always be writing. I'm thumbs up 145. RB, I'm 147. You say Rugman is speaking later. Insert evil laugh here. RB got 485 for a $20 GameStop June 2025 put yesterday. I wrote a put, got 485. That is phenomenal. Beautiful hit, because if they make you buy this stuff at 20, you're actually paying $15.15 a share between now and June 2025. Nice trade. That's going to depreciate in value for sure. Again, depending on the stock's performance. Anything over 20, it's worthless. That is a worthless contract. Very, very interesting work. Well done, each and every one. Thank you all so much for being here today. Again, thank you for your support, all. Those of you who want those classes, you let me know. Send me an email. Make a payment over at the PayPal account, and I will get you your lessons. You let me know what lesson numbers you would like, and I will get you your lessons. I will shortly be sending out lessons to Blair and Lori today, and anyone else that contacts me here going forward for the rest of the day. Today's the last day of the sale. It's your opportunity to grab these lessons for $120 each. Save yourself some money and make yourself some money. Welcome all to the program. Thank you for joining us. Again today, Bobby, SoFi's gaining speed, 756. Here we go. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for becoming members, sponsors, subscribers, you name it. And any of you need a one-on-one session, just let me know with an email. Have a great rest of your day. We'll keep an eye on these markets from the sidelines over here. If you have any questions, you let me know, and we'll talk to you for sure tomorrow, tonight, 7 o'clock Eastern. Don't forget, Prime Time Live with Uncle Bruce. We'll see you tonight, 7 o'clock Eastern, for that show. And let's see if we can see you guys making some more dinero. Okay, everybody? Thank you, and goodbye from Calgary. We'll see you a little later tonight. Bye for now.